Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm gonna do all my work here before I even start talking to you, so I make sure to get everything up that we need to get up because I've got some news. I've got some good news. Let's see here. How is everybody today? Let's see, there I am. I don't want to watch myself. I want to share, probably. Huh. Always a little bit different every time you do it, right? So, yeah, so it's, you see that I'm sleeveless in my pasty white self. It is, oh my God, it's like in the 90s. My eldest James is here with his girlfriend Nicole, and they were in the pool. So yeah, so that is that's what's going on right now. Okay, so I guess basically just watch myself. That's what's going to happen, and that's how I'm going to share. Looks a little different this time. So I'm going to share via. No, I don't want to share via. This is so weird. Share, just share. Copy the link if I have to do that. So weird. Can I just share regular? Embed, share what? I don't see anyone coming out. There's Miss Mary. Miss Mary, how are you feeling today? I think I'm gonna have to come over there. Miss Mary's not been feeling very well. Share to a page. Okay, there we go. Share to a page. Share to, now that's a hammer. And share. Boy. They sure keep us on our toes. And I think, you know, all those cognitive puzzles that people are doing now to keep sharp, we don't need them. We really don't. We don't need them because we have Facebook and we have all this other stuff. So, okay, so now we're gonna share again, and I'm gonna see more options. Look at that. It's a little bit, it's less weird than I thought. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share to Great Bead Extravaganza. If you guys want to come and see me, that'll be great. And I also wanted to share though to just my regular page. How do I do that? Good Lord. Okay, hi Debbie Rogers, how are you? I see you coming on here. Okay, sorry, I know this is not what you're really wanting to see. Good. All right, so weird. I just want to share it to like my regular old page. Hi Laura, hi, how are you doing? So, this has been such a cool time. Speaking of the Great Bead Extravaganza, we're going to be having, as presenters, we're going to be having a wrap up tomorrow. I can hardly wait because I hope there's going to be more of that, you guys. We just had such a great time. I'm going to show you just sort of like just getting back to, let's get rid of that and get rid of that. So these were all, if you've missed it, you can still watch on the repost, and I'm going to be posting the blog where you can find all of the videos. There were 17 of us, and each of us had an hour-and-a-half slot, you guys. So there is a lot to dip into there. You're gonna have to pace yourself, certainly, but this was over 3 days that we just went to town. This was sort of my little placard about that, and there were all these giveaways, and I gave away some hammers. By the way, speaking of giving away hammers, Miss Lorraine, my friend, my new friend from Australia, won the hammers, but I need her phone number in order to send these to this kind of a customs thing. So, yeah. So that is kind of what is going on here. If you guys don't mind, if you think somebody will be helped by whatever I'm doing, we're going to be doing a sort of a really cute little thing today. If you can kind of see in back of us, we're going to be making a little lentil bead from cool bottle caps. I mean, how long ago did we use bottle caps in our stuff? And Mary, I know that a year ago, Mary and I were. So please share. I would love that. It's one way that I can continue to keep providing free and luscious content to all of you guys. Anyway, so Mary will remember about a year ago we tried to go to this flea market in Tucson, and we went too early. I guess it's one of those things that just doesn't really even get going until about after supper. So we got there about, I don't know, Mary, what was it, like 3:34? And the highlight of it is we found some old bottle caps because it wasn't going. We went in, there was like 2 vendors open. Hi, Ruth. And so we were just like picking up bottle caps. Mary, I think I still have those. So that's me and Mary scrounging. I don't have them working with like real new bottle caps today, but so that's the bottle cap story. Back to what was done. This was my project that I was done in conjunction with Halstead, and they provided these metal blanks. And golly, did I put this other one? Yeah. So this was what I did 2 Sundays ago. Golly, I can't believe it's been this. I know, Mary, right? I can't believe it's been 2 weeks since I did this little ditty, and that's the one that I'll post the blog to. You can also just kind of like scroll back on Brenda Schweder Jewelry, or Brenda Might Schweder, I guess is probably the easiest place to get it, on my site, and just kind of take a look at that too. So much fun. Then last Thursday I did this little ditty just to kind of catch you guys up again. Where is this little ditty? There it is, the last one I loaded. I took the same copper cuff. This is actually a cuff blank, you guys. That's 1/4 inch. So this one, you can kind of see, this is the skinnier one on there. And I did another one where I made this sort of scrolly bead. I named it, and of course I've already forgotten. And use the same components we use. You can kind of spy inside there and see. Those are fabulous large hole beads from Dakota Stones, a la Goody Beads, if you want to get them. Just gorgeous, turquoise and matte or polished, and just using that lipstick ranch leather like I always do, because I absolutely love them. So so that's what we're going to be kind of doing today. I want to thank our sponsors, Xuron Corporation. I finally got my act together. It's backwards to me, so because this camera flips it, flops it already. So Xuron Corporation sponsors all of my live broadcasts. Mwah! Much love to them. Over there, way over there, where it's already cold in Saco, Maine. So please do look at their tools if you haven't already, and own. Which, Ruth, I see you here. I know that you probably have a full set of all the Xuron love. So yeah, so thanks to Xuron, my buddies over there. Today we're also sponsored by my own creations, my co-brand with Frets Corporation, which is Now That's a Hammer. These are a set of 3 hammers that we're going to be using at least 2 of these, probably 3, knowing me. Why bother just using 1 hammer when you have 3? And because there's fun at the top and the bottom, we're going to be using like 6 different options of that. Thank you, Erin. I was just thinking about you this morning. I almost tagged you, but I kind of went off in a different direction. Always good to see my love. You're an amazing, amazing talent. And Donna Gemma is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming. So the big news today is that, I don't think I've said this before, Now That's a Jig has been picked up. It'll be distributed by Auto Fry. They are in the lovely, lovely, lovely California. And I'm going to tell you with the code, these are all caps, FALLX, and I'm going to put all these links in here. FALLX, you can get 5% off the hammers today from Auto Fry. And I want you to love them up, because the more that they sell, they'll be like, hey, this is something that we want to continue to distribute. So let me see if I can actually put that right into the comments. I'm getting a little more savvy, you guys. I know it's hard to believe, but here we go. Oops. I hope that's right. Let me see. Ham. I just did something funny and okay. Let's get back to that. Ham. Ooh. I added some things. Ooh. Sorry, hold on. My cut and paste didn't work quite the way I wanted it to, so we're going to try that again. I'm going to go back to here. We're going to go here, and remember that's auto fry, but these links will bring you right there. So I'm going to paste. Then I'm going to quickly, why? It just wants to add something, some other little thing on there. Okay. I say I'm getting good, but it takes a little more practice. Okay, one more time. We're going to paste, and then, oh, I see, that's why it's trying to make it into, I'm going to do that, and then that. There we go, you guys. There are all the links to Now That's a Hammer for get that 5% off. Don't forget to put that wherever the coupon codes or whatever are, and you won't get that 5% off. So isn't that nice? I just kind of introduced themselves to me through the little chat box, you know, this morning, and talked to Jim Daling there, who we discovered we're Facebook friends already. So thanks so much to Jim and to Steve Fry, who we got permission to. Hello, Miss Susan. Hello, hello. Let me see. Does that look like it actually did? Yeah, there. Look at that. It actually worked. Ah, yes. So we've got that going on for us. So that is the big news of the day. I'm so glad. So, you know, generally what happens when a new distributor kind of dip in, and so they bought, which was still rather generous when you think of them. They purchased 6 sets of the Now That's a Hammer hammerstakes, which, as you guys know, because you are so smart, that 6 sets, I did it right, means 18 whole hammers. So you can get them on their site as a set, or you can get them as the singles. So I would definitely, you know me, I would get the set. It's a little better deal that way, and you're gonna love them. So there they go. There they go. So we want to blow them away and blow out all their 6 sets, so they have to reorder. Okay, let's make that a goal. I love it. Thank you so much, Susan. Mwah. I love you for sharing. You know, guys, I always say that I love you forever. Okay, so is that all the news that I wanted to share? Let's see here. Yeah, so today, just to kind of give you a little bit of a overview, what we're going to be doing. I don't know if these are in order yet here. Let's just kind of just poke around. So we're going to be making some bottle caps domed. We're going to take out, you say, well, kind of they're already domed, but we're basically going to be using that flange that is what grips to the top of a bottle. We're going to be forging that out, and then we're going to be actually making these tabs. And it looks a little like more precise and stuff, but I was so happy that, and this is kind of what starts to happen, that there's kind of a little cheat involved already. So it's a lot easier than it looks. And yeah, it's a little putsy, but I think they're so cute. And this is kind of what it looks like when it's done. Now, the cool thing is that, you know, I just did a double-sided, I did 2 of these shinerbockbeer caps, and we can see these as we look down here. Right here, I'm not going to say who has been consuming all of these. I'm just not saying that. But then my son said, hey, he just got some of this fun, this boutique little soda, and it's a triple cola. So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, you don't have to just have one brand. You can kind of make a bit of a reversible one with this. And if you put some things in the middle, you can kind of make a little shaker bead as well. At the top, I don't know if you guys spied this guy. Let's see if I can go back to here. what I did was I took some of the two tabs that lined up from the top and made them into a little bit of a bail that was overlapping. And you know what, you can do that. You can put something from the middle and just chop those off and make your own tab. You can trap, you know, like a fiber tab inside of there. So much to do, and I know I want to see what you guys all do with these when you're done. So kind of post them up on Now That's a Hammer Facebook page if you would. That'll be so cool. So let's see, let's get this kind of back going here. Unless it's in our way, it might be in our way. So then we'll just move it. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. What I'm going to be doing is, this is one of the first times that I'm going to be showing you not only the top of the hammer, but the utility of the bottom. Okay, so this is the number 2. This is the double crosspein. We're going to be using this. We're going to be using this more acute angle right here. You'll see how. Point. Oh, you should, Aaron. Yes, absolutely. We need some point root beer bottle caps. And at the other side of the double crossbeam is this one, which is a low dome stake. We've got the low dome. This is the low dome, and this is the on 3. Oop. And then we've got the lower dome on 2. So the only restriction with Now That's a Hammer, you've got like all these 6 things that you can do with the different hammered heads and the different stake bottoms at the bottom, is that if you wanted to use this mushroom dome, you cannot use the riveting hammer unless you want to buy another one. You're like, yes, I have to use those 2 together for whatever I'm forging, and so I need a whole nother hammer. Now That's a Hammer, number 1 riveting. Okay, Donna Gemma, how techy, you missed the cool fireworks. Well, guess what? They're still loaded in, so if you guys want fireworks at the end, we'll have another 15 seconds of fun. Very cool. So anyway, so what I did here, you guys, is when you're going to use the stakes, which is these tops here, I just took like this old piece of leather. This was supposed to be like a bright blue. I'm like, I'm never going to use this. I cut it off as something else, but don't be throwing your old leather away. So I'm going to just like tightly roll this around, and I'm kind of using the suede side, you know, that grippier side, around here, and just rolling it. And I'm going to kind of push you guys over here a little bit to see. Let's get rid of these. Whoops, that was an additional one. I didn't want that. I want to get rid of, golly gee, here it is. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I'm just putting new ones on, and get rid of that. So here we go. We have our, so you can still see it? Yeah. So I kind of added this little guy in here because we'll use that later. But let's get this out of here, guys. And so I have the other piece of leather on this. We're going to be actually using a burnisher, okay? And if you guys need any of these other metalworking tools that you don't have, I'll also make my, I have an affiliate link through microtools.com. So you can see, so I'm really, this is really in here pretty darn good. But it's protected with this leather, right? So this is all ready to go. The weird thing about using, let's see if we can go, let's see, are we, oh, okay. So I was wondering if all the angles were gonna be working together here. Let's go ahead and use this triple cola one. Isn't that cute? And I'm just gonna grab my Xuron pliers. I just need something kind of pointy. This has this, and I don't think it's as much of a problem to use the to get these out with the soda ones. But with the beer ones, they're a little stinky. And I don't know if you want your jewelry to smell like, I have to put my glasses on, the craft optics, to smell like beer. Just something I'm just wondering. Okay, I'm just being careful. It's just glued in here, so I'm just trying to get it so I can, enough of it up so that I can grab it and bring it out. And I was kind of timing myself. Here's another great use for a bent nose. It's the 450 bent nose. I'm just going to kind of get in here and just start pulling this stuff out of here. Once you get a big enough piece, it'll just all start coming out. There we go. So, and you might even want something with it. Oh my goodness. That's probably going to go off again. Just for us. God bless you, Nicole. Nicole and I are sharing the casita today, and she's a little sneezy at the moment. We'll have to have her come over and say hi. So, yeah. You can see, basically, that is what's going on there. And I just grab these and get them out of the way. I'm kind of a fanatic about cleaning up my space and making room for everything. So let's go to this view again. And it's going to be a little bit of a little noisy here. But basically what I'm going to be doing, let's see if we can kind of get in a little bit further. What you need here, honey?
Are you doing a live?
I am doing a live.
So this wouldn't be the time to ask all kinds of questions about the house, would it?
No, not really, but you can say hi to everyone if you get your head right down here. Wait, okay, there he is. Make sure that the hammer isn't coming in that in your way.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Jim says hi to everyone.
You heard me say hi.
Hi, Bev. Jenny Jennifer, start saving those cool bottle caps and send them to us. Mary's
Do you
live.
want me to hammer?
No, thank you.
No, I can live without this.
Yeah, I know.
You want me
Sorry,
to
I'm
do
gonna
this?
have to hammer.
Do you want me to do this?
No, no, I don't want you to. I want them to see the real way to do it. Okay?
I'm here to help.
I know you'd be really good at
You
it,
guys
honey,
call me if you need me for anything.
Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be smoothing everything out, you guys. And so it's going to be a little bit loud. Oh, Susan. A gym sighting, yeah. So we're basically just hitting against this. And you know, I've been working against this all morning. This is hardened steel and it's nice, to a nice polish. So this is just, you know, tin, right? That's been formed and hardened by being formed. So you can kind of see that I'm just kind of like rolling this around. When you watch like a Fretz video, which I am like reviewing madly to show you guys this forming stuff, he's going to talk about this sort of air pocket in here so that you want to be able to form and flatten this down against the stake. By the way, I'm just using the number 2 hammer. This is the double ballpein so that I can get a nice, and so it's also going to look a little bit more forged and dippled. Stippled? Dippled? And I got about a quarter of it done already. Right about now, I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue in my hand already, so I know that I'm doing something wrong. And basically I think it's just because I'm just not giving myself any breaks. So I'm just going to like loosen up on my grip a little bit here. And I'm also going to try to vary my pounding a little bit. Our good friend Judy Menting, who is also a physical therapist, says that if you try to pound to the beat of a song, and she uses Old MacDonald, think about it that way, you're going to get that variation just sort of automatically. Did you hear that? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And then I'm kind of working from the edges and then on in, you guys, and it's going pretty fast. Let's see if I can get, let's go down to this one. Hi, Karen, it's so nice to see you. So this is kind of what we've got so far, and you can see that, you know, it started out as this bottle cap shape, and then we're just sort of like, you know, by doming it, and it's pretty cool if you look inside too. So, oopies. So you can see what's going on in there, right? By just sort of seeing that shaping going on and that stippling with the hammer. And if you're kind of missing any spots, you can kind of target those from the other side as well. Yeah, we don't have as many gym sightings anymore because I'm out here and he's in there. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to do this one here. This is the shiner one because I want to show you something that I didn't get on the triple cola one. I can tell there's a little bit of resistance in here. It's almost like a forging repoussé thing here because this one I didn't take that lining out, and I can tell just even the difference. But what I want to show you guys is that you can see on this one that what happened with these, and I think this might even be another little step we might want to add into here if you guys want to do these, is that the crimping makes up, can you see that when I do it out, if I can, hopefully I can see that a little bit better. And you see, it's going to show you exactly where to cut those little divots. And let's just kind of go back to this area here. And I'm just making those tabs because each one of them is made in a factory and exactly the same way. They're all lining up, which is so super sweet when we want to start, you know, going back and forth with some of these, this work here, and eventually kind of coming down like this, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, so yeah, so this is what I'm missing on this one. Let's see here. This is what I'm missing on this one. So I think that, and assuming that each bottling place has its own I don't know, I guess, crimping, bottling, capping machine, that these would all be about the same. Although, oh, I see, this one's not fitting inside because, let's get rid of this. I get rid of this, that's silly. Here we go, let's try to get this going back on. Share this device, see if it'll come back on. Share this camera. That's a new thing here. Let's go back to this area. And that's a really nice shot of myself. So guys, I'm just gonna try to grab this other thing back on here if I can. I don't know if I can or not. Let's do the iPhone, add the source back on, allow. I've never done this mid-broadcast before. And what do you know, it worked. Wow. That is pretty darn cool. I think, there we go. And we're back. So, okay, so let's grab to here, and here, and here. So, are you watching, or are you? We've got Nicole watching. I have a little audience today. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to continue to do this one a little bit more and show you on this side what I'm going to do on the other. But let's grab this and get it out of here, especially because it's that smelly old beer smell. It smells good when it's going down, but I don't think about afterwards. You guys have probably all been to a brewery for a tour. Let's see if I can grab this with more of a flat nose pliers. All right, that one's going to give me a harder time. So I'm going to go back to this view over here, and we're going to go down to here. See if we can find our, there we go. Nope. There we go. Put this back on again. And see, I'm missing all of my comments. So Susan says, I've heard that when foraging hammering that you should be waist high and your elbow at 90-degree angle. Yeah, so that would mean that I should probably have this lower in my vise. And even lower than this probably, because this is not my waist here. It's kind of the top of my belly. Thank you, Susan. So let's kind of work a little bit more of this out. Whoopies. Okay, because I didn't have that in there as well. So we're going to not try to follow the height thing as much as we are going to do this. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, that's it's really fighting me inside of there because I didn't have that out. So I'm not going to have as smooth of a little cap area. And I think Susan's right. I think that's another reason I'm getting a little more fatigued. Although you guys, when you're doing a bottle cap, it's not like you're raising It's not like you're raising, let's get back up here to this, a bowl or anything like that, or a vase, or this is so funny. Let's see if I can get you to go back. This one I can, but this one, it's, oh, there I go. Hey, here we go. So back here, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to be back and forth with these glasses on, but basically I'm snipping in at each one of these markers, right? And I'm just going to do that with my faves. These are the Xuron metal, these are the non-serrated shears. And I'm just going to take this and basically go into wherever I see the end of that. And that's just all that happened here, is that the paint from the bottle cap got worn off. And so it's basically creating this bit of a marking for us. Now, this is creating a bit of, you know, some sharp edges, so we're going to be careful. And I'm going to get my craft optics on to get a little bit better viewing here. There we go. And you want to be pretty precise with this, because this is all going to fit together pretty darn close. And all the way around. Now, what's happening is that, if you guys know about circles and sort of tabbing and back and forth kind of stuff, I guess more circles and what's going to end up happening is that because I'm going back and forth, I need something that has an even number of tabs. And because I have an odd number, I'm going to have to split one in order to get them to go together correctly. And I'll show you what I mean. You can see here that everything is the same. All these are the same measurement, right? Until I get, and I guess what I would do if I was planning this the same way again, is to here, see that one? It's a little bit shorter. So basically what I did was I cut it in threes, put some of the smaller ones, right, to the side. I had two, okay? So basically the middle one I cut in three, I think, two, and then I went one way with one and the other way with the other two. So I kind of split the difference on that center one, if that makes sense. And that way I still get a little bit of a faux back and forth with these tabs, right? You can see, just like that. Now, but before that, you were saying, okay, Brenda, but how do we get this to line up? And how do we make this? This is still not really ready, right? This is what I absolutely adore about these hammers as well, is that I am going to first use flat nose. Here's another Xuron. We're really getting our money's worth out of Xuron today. This is the 485 flat nose. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around with each one of these. I'm going to start at the top and have that one be, and just go kind of just, you can kind of see what I'm doing is I'm going just to the top of where I made those snips. Did I go around? Oh, I still haven't snipped out all the way. Let's finish our work here before we can demo this. Anyway, so I think if we start at the top and go down and work, you know, down evenly on each side, we can hide that little odd even number, not problem, but challenge at the bottom. And it won't be as noticeable. Let's see here, did I get all of this? You see all those little things? And it's kind of fun because they actually start doing kind of a windmill thing where they're all sort of pitching at the same angle. Yeah, I think I got them all. So now I can go back to that flat nose and start at the top of my ram. And I'm just going to pick my centered one. I think it's this one. But you know, you can do like whatever you want. Yeah, that looks like, and I'm just going to angle that up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle them all. Even though some are going to go the other way, because what I want is I want a really nice sharp piece or line in here, and I'm going to be able to do that with the more acute angle of the crosspein on the number 2 hammer. Okay, so I'm just coming in perpendicular to these, right, as I go all the way around. I come back here, and this is the angle that I'm talking about right here. You can see this is more acute than this in here. This is just a little bit more rounded. Okay, so I'm just going to, and you can kind of see it's a little rocky on here. It's not really, let's see if we can get in a little even closer. And what I'm doing is I'm really kind of just be like getting right into there, and each one so I'm really just getting right into that crease right here, and everything is going to lay down really flat, and I'm not really touching any of this up here. Looks like I've got a nice crease now on this one. So the other thing I wanted to try too, which will help us because this one doesn't have those perfect little things, is I'm just going to try this, guys. I'm going to dome this a little bit more, and I'm going to use just all these tabs to go all one way instead of going back and forth like we did on this one. You see how I kind of just went back and forth, back and forth. But if I dome this one a little bit more, and I'm just doing this right on the fly, you know how I like to do that, and I'm going to dome this area too a little bit more too, and see if I still can't get that out of there. This is driving me a little crazy. And it's like it wants to come. There we go, I got it now. It didn't like being beat up too much either. Remember when there used to be cork inside of these? It was so cool. There we go. So now I can get this, see how it's really was fighting me here because it was basically acting as a cushion. So let's go back to here and go back down to here. There we go. I could have actually used another whole angle here. Basically, I'm just looking for any of the little dimples that are not smooth, and I'm pounding them out. See how I'm kind of like pulling from the center down and the center down. I'm just going to check and see too, like if this is going to start fitting in here. The other thing I can do, oops, here we go, let's go back down to here. The other thing I can do is I can make some, you know, other little things that don't have little cuts in here that don't necessarily have to be so perfect. But that will also help me to, what I want is I want everything to line up inside of here. So let's grab that shears back here. I just want you to have the names of these. So this is the 9180 non-serrated. Serrated is for your, I'm actually going to go a little bit bigger here. I'm just going to kind of like, instead of each of those was a little bit maybe like more of a 1/4 inch. This is almost like a 3/8. Ah, you have soldered them together. And how did you, Ruth Ann, how did you go about getting yours? Did you use a dapping tool or did you use a hammer? I'm curious. Let's see here. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to grab that flat nose again and I'm going to just pull these two, and I'm actually going to do like every other one because now instead of splaying out they're going to have to go underneath, right? So this isn't too precision right here yet. Pull this one up a little bit so it gets out of the way, and this one underneath, and up, and under, and up, and let's see, does this one go under? That's a big one. Okay, I have the same problem here where I've got two that are up. So I need to make one that's going to go under, and this one's nice and fat, so we're going to split that one. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. So we're going to go up on this one and under with this one. And of course, you know, when you're doing this at home, you can do a little bit more finessing. Definitely. And it's fitting pretty darn well here. And then I'm going to start bringing the other ones down. So that one, they can lay on top of each other. They're not going to be fighting as much. You guys too, at this point, or before, whatever you're more comfortable with. I like to use a little bit more grippy gloves. You can just get these at your Ace or True Value. These are just like gardening gloves. They're a neoprene, I think, but we don't want to hurt ourselves if we don't have to. We don't want to hurt ourselves at all. So I'm just, taking my time and bending these back and forth a little bit. And this is all just doing a little bit different take on this than the one that you saw in the ad and the one that I just saw you. So I'm kind of got, right? Here's what it looks like in the middle, as I'm just sort of like just roughing those in. And just see if we can take this back over here. Will this work? I just have to take this off. And let's see if we can't, well, that one wants to pop out. I guess we're gonna have to go in a little bit further with these. Over halfway, so it knows what we want to do with them. And I also want to retain that dome, right? Oh boy, it does not want to stay. Well, this is going to take a little bit more finesse too, but you're kind of getting the picture, I think. Let's try to stay under the camera here. And I've got some dimpling here that I would really rather work out, but you can see now that it's really fitting inside of here, and I really wanted it to fit all the way. So we're just going to do the opposite thing. And probably what I'll do now is I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to reserve this top one again, so I'm going to bring this all the way up, but I'm going to again work from the sides, each side and every other one, so that I can work with just one piece for as long as I can. Let's see, which is the top one here. Okay, I put that one. This is the one I want reserved in case I want to do something, a tiny little bail. So that one I'm going to take out of, whoops, that one goes, no, this is the bail. Okay. This one. Getting a little bit off center here. And this one. And this one. I kind of want to make sure that I can still get this in here, right? And I might have went 1, 2, 5, no, I just basically can still get that in there, which is kind of cute because look at this, this tabbing here is really going with this color too. So that's another thing that you might want to just consider is having something that's color coordinated. Okay, so I'm just going to put those down a little bit and keep working around, and almost using my flat nose as a bit of a bail. Now here's where I'm getting into a little bit of like, all right, so I could dap this a little bit more because I'm taking up space here and I'm not having as nice a tabs. So at that point I would probably just take this out and just, finesse it a little bit more, but you guys kind of get the idea here. As I'm just pulling this so that I get as much of a tab as possible. And I'm just kind of pulling this up like that, and then just using this as a burnisher. All right. So and again, I wasn't really paying attention to how I was going to do this bottom. But let's get back to that and let's see if I can't do that. Okay. So let's gonna say this is our guy here. And it actually doesn't really, yeah, it does make a difference. So I'm just kind of like looking at this. This one's gonna be my top. So I'm just gonna take my round nose pliers and I'm gonna make this into a bail right away because I keep losing track of this. And so I'm just using this round nose from Xuron. I'm just gonna make the tiniest little bail that I would just basically, so I'm bringing it way over. And then I'm just going to kind of make this tiny little bail here. You can see it's tiny. You see that? So you could basically get like a piece of Irish wax linen in there. Okay, so I started working around here, but what I want to do is I want to hide that at the bottom. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and here's where I was basically trying to get this guy to go in here a little bit more, donutting. Okay, so obviously a lot more finesse, but this one I want up, so this one I want bottom, and I want this to go around, and I want this one here to go around too. And I want to bring this one back up, and this one I want to go around. All right. So I worked from the side to the bottom, so I have these, and now I've got these two here. So this is what I was trying to explain to you before. So I ended up with these two on the bottom, right? Instead. So if I want to make 2 into 3, I'm going to take my, and I'm going to cut each of them in half. Well, actually, I'm going to cut just a little bit more, like a 2/3. So I'm creating that tab in the middle. So I'm borrowing from each of these guys to make a fuller tab in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of those and work them as one tab. And pull this down again. Oh. Okay, what I did was I pulled, I like lost track of that. It made so much sense, but if you want to kind of grab one of these and get it back up, you're going to grab and just get into under there from each side with your shears. That's a good way to get under there because they're just like little saw blades. There we go. So I'm pulling that back up. So I'm grabbing just the center ones. And I think what happened is I didn't cut this far enough in so that it would stay up with this one. So this is one unit here, and this one went under there too. Somehow it made more sense in my head. Yes. I think what happened was I kind of lost track of that, but you guys get the idea. Into there. So now I've got half of mine, right? And I'm going to look in here and see how I'm trapping this because I worked all the way to the bottom. It's trying to get out at the top. So I'm just going to try and take and open this up a little bit and get in here. And so obviously the more you can, you know, have this be really ready to go and finessed beforehand, the easier you're going to be at this level here. I'm just going to try to get in there and just dome this a little bit more. You can kind of see what's going on. There we go. Just doing a little bit more, just sort of like forcing that into the hole. Okay, so I know this one comes down again. Now, obviously, you know, you're working with tin and just wrangling this all the way around. So you do need to be careful, because if you're going back and forth too much, you're going to lose your tabs. Okay, now that I've got sort of these in here, I can take this back over to my my vise, and I actually use this and put it in the vise wrapped up again, but I can also just kind of do this by hand too, and just push those down into here. You're also at the same time, you're kind of just making sure that you're not having all of those, you know, those sharp objects, and just taking your time, making sure those corners are coming down nicely and being not hurtful. They're not being sharp anymore. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm just going to keep going with my other set here. And why I do every other one, obviously, is so now that there's this overlap here, and they're going to lay down nicely as well. So you can kind of see that going on. So what I'll do is I'll also finish this nicely and give you another picture of how beautiful it will be. But you kind of get the idea of it, right? And then here you have the other side of your lentil bead. You can kind of see it didn't photograph as lentil-y, as puffy, but you can see it here on this view a little bit better. I have to say that I think what I did here, I just kind of want to show you, is that I only used, you know, the one tab to make the whole thing, where basically I had 2 tabs up here for this one, and then I could make it a little bit better, this bail, just because I didn't go all the way around. You can kind of see up here that it's just really kind of matching, just over the top, overlapping a little bit. So that's just basically, I think this minimum, this one's really, really too small to do it with just this one tab. And so again, I would probably take and pull that out from, you know, pull something out from the center. It's a whole new piece, kind of trap something in there like that, or trap, you know, some fiber in there. There's some other ways that you can do a little bit more of a workaround. So yeah, so a little bit putsy. But as Ruth said, now she soldered hers, and she had a small hole in each side, okay? So you know that that's gonna have to be really, really, really lined up, right? Otherwise, it's really kind of a cute little domed lentil bead. And you know, you want to make sure and bring that over to your bench, you know, your belt sander, or kind of just really go at it really nice and methodically with a file. I like the needle file for this, obviously, because you can get in and out of there. And also, one little thing too, this will probably be better to show. You can see by having 2 tabs go one way or the other way, you're having that inside tab is not going to have to go as far. So you can see that the inside tab poking out. So if you really want to be, you know, quite proficient, you can cut those a little bit closer so that you don't see those as much. But maybe you like them as sort of like a little bit of a shadow or highlight. It's almost like another little sort of dot to dot cut here kind of a thing going on there. Yeah, so not too bad, right? Alrighty. So you guys remember to, I'm going to put in the comments, if I can get back to this here. Let's see, the thing fell asleep. Auto fry. Let's see if I can type this in here. No, that's not the right place. I'm going to type in here, if I can, www.autofrei.com, and they're doing the 5% on either the set of the hold on, I gotta do this coupon code. Hi Abby, how you doing? So using that fall X, all caps, my guess, maybe if it's case sensitive, coupon code, you get 5% off, which is kind of nice. Oh, and also that is through 11/24. I better put 20 in here. So if you want to go and make me look good to the auto fry guys, buy you some hammers to make some cute little lentil beads or pendants. It's cute, hey? You could even have it, you know, here. We'll see what we want to do with it. Of course, you know what I want to do. Put it on some leather. You can do that. Anyways. So, you guys, we've been going live for a little bit over an hour here. I am in a tank top, and I thought, oh, that's a little unseasonable, but you know what? You want your presenter here to be very happy and not like sweating as I go along. That could affect my ability to teach you how to do this. So anyway, so guys, thank you so much. If you guys don't mind, I would love it if you would share, if you think this is something that somebody might want to do, and they could get an idea how to do it in just about an hour. And what else did I want to say? I guess that's about it, except for if you guys want to, I would sure love it if you would follow me on my Instagram page at brendaschwederjewelry, with the spaces built in, just like that, to see what's going on with some of my found object stuff too. So that's always good. You know, I have to add in my found objects, which is why I thought, what better way to teach about forming with the mushroom stake than to use a little piece of found metal. Becky, I just can't hear you. I'll try the replay. Oh, poop. Yeah. Well, guys, it is time to go, and you can see my iPad is at about 7%, and it's not gonna be happy going too much longer. So we are gonna quit while we can, and we're gonna stick around. It's asking about fireworks. Or Debbie, maybe Gemma. Anyway, so you know that I love you. Thanks so much for sharing, guys, and for being with me another time. I'll see you again next Thursday. Who knows what we're going to do, but you want to check and see. Turn on those notifications, and I will see you back here at Sahuaritacasita doing something else. All right? Thanks a lot for joining me.